Right, Andy, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for inviting me.
No, you're welcome. Right, the whole point of today is to give people a bit of an insight into Andy Tarrant and the Milk Minder TTR.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me your involvement in the dairy industry.
Well, I started when I was 8. I lived next to a dairy farm. I adopted a farmer. I was pretty good at opening gates. My first job was to get the cows in. Second job was to cool the milk.
And you're married now, so you're still staying on the bottom end of the run there as we go.
Yeah,
fair play. So why didn't you become a dairy farmer after all that?
Yeah, you need a lot of money. My parents didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't have a lot of money. So I ended up being an apprentice electrician. And part of my apprenticeship was refrigeration, and I loved refrigeration. And I came back to dairy farming through refrigeration.
So is that when you began Tarrant Refrigeration?
No, I began Tarrant Refrigeration in 1982, just over 30 years now. Back in the 70s, there was a move to go from milk churns to bulk, so I was involved with that programme, enjoyed every moment. And back in 1982, when I started Tarrant Refrigeration, basically started with 300 quid and a clapped out Morris Marina and a bag of tools.
And now you got 600 quid and a clapped out Range
No,
Rover.
I ain't got 600 quid, mate. But I'm still here after 30 years, which is more I can say for a lot of people.
Now you do hold one thing that not many companies in the UK are ever going to have the pleasure of holding, and that's the Royal Warrant.
Yes.
So how did that come around?
It came around originally from my involvement with CFCs back in the late 80s, early 90s, where I converted the first milk tank in the world from a CFC to an HFC, a non-ozone depleting refrigerant. I did that work for Prince Charles.
Oh, okay.
I then went on and did or converted my customer base, and part of my customer base was Her Majesty the Queen. I also sold milk tanks to Prince Charles and Her Majesty the Queen, and after at least 5 years, you can apply, or you're asked to apply for a royal warrant. After 6 years, I was granted a royal warrant by the Queen.
So that's an accreditation.
It's an accreditation.
Now I know there's only 800 of them in existence.
Yeah.
How many of them are in your industry?
Only me. Only one. Only me.
So you're very honoured.
I'm very honoured indeed.
Yeah. So that leads me on to the next question: is Milk Minder TTR?
Yes.
How have you and your team been getting on with that then?
Very well indeed. We've got one on farm now. We're testing. We're happy with the testing. It's amazing. For the first time in history, you can see what's going on a milk tank in real time.
Well, obviously you're going to show us the workings of the product.
Yes.
But what's the benefits?
Oh, the benefits are great. It's inexpensive. It's easy to install. It shows what's going on in real time. I think that's the biggest benefit. The dairy can see what's going on, the farmer can see what's going on, and the refrigeration engineer can see what's going on, and can react accordingly. So you can save milk. It's not going to be thrown down the drain because you can react faster. Your Bacter-scan, or your bacterial content of that milk, will be improved because we can react quickly, and it won't get mixed in with good milk. So if you've got, and we all get breakdowns, if you've got a breakdown, you can contain that breakdown. It doesn't go into the big vats and contaminate the big vats. And
I suppose the lorries don't have to hang around waiting for the milk to cool down as well?
No, a lorry driver will get an SMS message to say the milk is at temperature, so he doesn't have to wait anymore.
So it speeds up their cost effectiveness and...
they will save a lot of money.
Excellent. So Andy, how about showing us what the TTR can do then?
Okay, I'll take you to my computer. So this is what we've invented. It's in real time. This is the vat temperature on a farm, on a milk tank in West Wales, today's date, today's time. This is the important one. This is your milk temperature. This is the farmer's second milk, third milking, fourth milking. The milk was collected at 1425 and the milk temperature was 4.375 degrees centigrade. At this point, the tank was washed. You can see it peaked at 45.62 degrees centigrade. And then the tank slowly cooled with rinses, and I would say milk entered the tank about there. He's got water pre-cooling, so the milk into the tank is 20 degrees centigrade, about 21 degrees centigrade. And from that point, 1640 to 1825, that's his cooling time, about an hour and a half. And you can see here, this is second milking. So this is great, everything's working fine. Perhaps I would wash it a bit warmer. I'd try and hit this point, and I would probably knock half a degree off this to make it a little bit colder. This is in real time, so if there was a problem, then obviously this piece would be out here somewhere. And that's when you'd get an SMS message to the dairy, to the farmer, to the engineer, whoever, and you could ask, if you're concerned, if the farmer's concerned, he could phone up the dairy and say, I'm a little bit concerned about this milk, what do I do? And you can decide what to do with the milk in real time. That's the important thing. It's not a machine telling you what to do, it's two people looking at it and saying, oh, I think that should go in a special tanker, so I'll arrange for a special tanker to go out there. Or I'm sorry, I don't think we can accept this milk, I'm afraid you're going to have to dispose of it in the correct way. So it gives you the opportunity. It's not like traffic lights, it's not a machine making the decision, it's people making the decision. The other important thing is what's going on with the plant and the washing of the plant. You can see here, it's getting fairly warm, could be getting a bit warmer. And the other thing I can notice here is he should be washing it more frequently. He's only washing it once every other day, and I think he should be washing his plant at least every day. The thing is, ambient is always useful. This is West Wales, obviously in April, so the warmest we got was 18 degrees centigrade. This is condensing at runtime. We're just about to put a system on there that you can see how much energy the condensing unit's taking. And this can be added to, so we could see how much electricity the condensing unit's using, how much electricity the vacuum pump's using, how much energy water heating is using. It can be added and added and added. The other thing that could be added to this is slurry, what's going on with the slurry pit. Is it overflowing or about to overflow? You'll get an SMS alarm to say there's a problem with the slurry pit. You can just go on and on. So, just to recap, this is in real time, this is the temperature of the milk. This is a chart showing you the temperature of the milk and what's been going on. This is wash inlet temperature, ambient temperature, condensing unit runtime. And this is a historic record of what's taken place. That temperature, wash inlet, ambient. This could be added to whatever you want. And this is stored in the cloud. There's no messy USB connections, no pieces of paper. It's there for you to look at, for your customers to look at, or the farmer to look at, or the dairy to look at, or the refrigeration engineer. Anybody you want to invite to look at what's been going on this particular farm, you can invite in using the correct passwords.